Hey guys, it is April 3rd, 2019. It is my third day of Points Plus. I am down 2.2 pounds from the first of the month. However, I'm still up from what I had been maintaining on Freestyle. On Freestyle, I had been maintaining between 175 and 176. So the fact that I'm still up from that tells me that right now this is not successful yet. I would think in order to be successful, I need to see myself go below 174 at some point. And I know that if I had buckled down and got back on Freestyle after my little bit of a binge weekend, I would have gotten back to 175 anyway. So it's got to be lower than 175 for me to say this is make a difference. What I can tell you is this. It made a difference last night when I was eating a fajita bowl that I had made myself. And on Freestyle, I would have been able to have a second fajita bowl, minus a couple of ingredients like the rice, for almost 0 points. So I can't do that anymore because I have to count for the chicken and things like that. So I ended up not opting for not having the second fajita bowl, although I really wanted it. I did have a snack last night. I did have a little bit of an extra snack. I had a bowl of cereal because I went to bed and I felt tired. So I did go ahead, or tired. I felt hungry, so I did go ahead and have a little bit of cereal. But I only had 3-4 points worth of cereal. So I was okay with that. Tonight we're going out to dinner. It is my birthday week. My birthday is on Saturday, April 6th. And Sandy has already sung my song to me on Let's Get Fit with Sandy. So I was excited about that because, you know, I get a song. And I'm excited when I get a song. And I love Sandy because she sings me a birthday song. And Sandy also did a tag. And she tagged a couple of people and then said if anybody's interested in doing the tag, to let her know, and she would come over and watch it, and then she would tag us in her video. So I'm going to go ahead and do my tag, and I know the way that the tag works for Sandy is that she tagged 3 people. And what I'm going to say is if you want to do the tag, tell me you're doing the tag, and I will go watch it, and I will add you to the comments below. Other than that, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I don't like to tag people because I don't know if they watch my channel. Some people I do. But other people, you know, they might not want to do a tag, or they might not have time to do a tag, and I just don't want to spring it on them. So what I'm saying is if you have a channel and you watch me and you do this tag, tell me and I will add it down below and drive people to watch you, just like hopefully Sandy's tag will drive some people over here to watch me. And that is kind of how tags work, right? It's kind of like collabs or whatever you want to call them, collaborations. So there are 11 questions, and I'm going to answer them as quickly and succinctly as I can so that we are not talking for 45 minutes. Traffic is terrible as I come around this loop. Oh God, it's the worst. When I get to this point of the day, if this traffic right here is sitting still, I know traffic is terrible. And guess what? We're sitting still. Crap. All right, well, let's get into the tag so that we have something to talk about. Question 1 says, when did you start gaining weight? So I really loved Sandy's answer. Sandy said, I was born on April 6th or whatever her birthday is. And I guess I started gaining weight from that point on. And, you know, for me, that's not necessarily the case. I was always thin growing up. And when I say thin, I mean like under 100 pounds. On my wedding day, I think I weighed a little over 100 pounds. When I had my first kid, Amber, I gained 22 pounds. I got most of that off. And then I had Danny and I gained weight. And then with Carly, I gained a ton of weight. I was almost 280 pounds with Carly. And she was 10 pounds of baby. So that was a lot. I have over the years lost it and gained it back. And so I never say that 280 was my highest. because, you know, I don't count the baby, but I say like I was in the like 220s, 230s when I started losing weight. And I've gotten all the way down to, I think the lowest I got since babies, post babies, was 165, I think was the lowest I've ever been. And I'm 177.8 at the moment. So, and I'd like to be in the 150 something. And my number two, question 2. Oh, so I guess my answer is when I started having babies, and then I've been up and down ever since. Question number 2, are you an emotional eater? God, am I. The problem with emotional eating for me is I like to eat. I love food. I like to eat when I'm happy. I like to eat when I'm sad. I like to eat when I'm mad. I like to eat when I'm sad and depressed. I like to eat when I'm celebrating. I like to eat when I'm angry. I mean, I like to eat, and I will find any excuse to eat. I definitely am an emotional eater. I know that kind of this past weekend, when I decided I was going to give up freestyle, that was very emotional for me. I was attached to freestyle for over a year and been on Weight Watchers for 2 years, and I felt a little disloyal leaving Weight Watchers to go to iTrack Bites and to try a different program. And it was almost like breaking up, and I had a little bit of an emotional eating binge for a whole weekend. And I said, well, I'm starting over anyway. I might as well start over. Luckily, I only gave myself the weekend to do it. Otherwise, I might be back up into the 200 something. I did get back up to 180 after this weekend, so we'll see. How long have you been dieting? So, I've been on Weight Watchers, or WW, or whatever you want to call it, or that plan, or a plan of Weight Watchers, since May of 2017. So I'm coming up on my 2 years. I did other programs in the past. So, how long have you been dieting? Off and on for 20 years. Off and on, well, seriously dieting, I guess off and on for 17 years. Carly's 17, I guess off and on for 17 years, I've been dieting. I think for 17 years, I've been saying I'm on some type of diet, even if I wasn't. Are you following a diet? Yes. So I started with Weight Watchers this time around. I started with Weight Watchers Smart Points, and I lost over 50 pounds, like 55 pounds. I stayed with them when they went to freestyle, and I've been on freestyle for a year. And in that little over a year that I've been on freestyle, I have gained about 5 pounds. And then I plateaued at 175, and I was bouncing between 174 and 176 for the last year. And I think the final straw was when my husband, who doesn't care one bit if I lose weight, made the comment that he doesn't know why I'm continuing to pay what I'm paying because I'm not losing weight. He said, you've been about the same for a year. And again, not that he's complaining, and I don't believe that he is, but his theory was, why continue to pay for it if it's not doing what you want it to do, which is make you lose weight? And I've been blaming myself for over a year, and I think 50% of it is my fault, and 50% of it was the program itself. And I've ranted about freestyle on other videos. Feel free to go watch them. Now I am on iTrack Bites, and I am doing the Points Plus on iTrack Bites. And so far, so good. It's only been 3 days, but I feel good. I feel energized about it. I ate a truffle today for 2 points, a Lindor truffle, and I feel fine about it because I know I haven't touched my weeklies yet this week, and I feel good about that. Number 7. Oh, wait, that's not it. Number 5. Have you had success in the past? Of course. I think the most successful obviously on Weight Watchers Smart Points, I was successful. I lost 55 pounds. A few years ago, when my stepdaughter was getting married, family was coming, exes were coming, to her wedding, and I decided I was going to get slim. And I got down to about a size 10, which is where I am now, which is weird. I'm in a size 10, but I'm in the 170s. I was in the 160s then, but still a 10. So, but anyway, I don't remember what I weighed. I know it was 160 something, maybe 169 for all I know. But that's how low I got. And I was doing low carb and walking. I was walking about 4 miles a day. And the low carb I was doing was boxed meals. So I would have a breakfast sandwich for breakfast that I made. And then for lunch, I was having like carrots and celery and dip. And then fruit. And for dinner, we were doing like the Lean Cuisine or Smart Ones boxed meals. So, you know, that's kind of, I was definitely successful on that. Other than that, I've always been the Monday dieter. You know, Friday would roll around. I'm like, I think I'll wait till Monday. And then Monday would turn into, well, you know, we're almost at the end of the month. I should wait till the end of the month, which would turn into, well, it's Christmas. I might as well wait till January. So I was always the put off dieter. And I, you know, the funny thing is, I kind of wish to a point where I would have just said, you know what, I am not dieting. Because what would happen is I would miss events and I would say I was dieting, and then I'd go home and eat junk I didn't want, as opposed to just having what I wanted at whatever the event was and things like that. But let's see. Number 6, do you follow a workout plan? Ugh, no. So I was a runner, and I say that loosely. I use the term loosely. When I lost all the weight for my stepdaughter's wedding, I was walking. Like I said, I was walking about 4 miles a day. Then I joined a running club at 2 schools ago, and my goal was to run a mile, to just literally be able to run a mile. And I can do that now. I can actually run about 3 miles now. 2 comfortably, the 3rd one kills me. And I love to run. I just hate the getting ready to run and the getting on the treadmill and the getting myself to do it. Once I'm doing it, I usually love it, but I'm so tired. My job right now is very tiring. I'm sorry, I keep banging the paper, so that's probably what you're hearing. My job right now is very tiring, and also I don't get home till 5:30, 6 o'clock. I have a hard time getting up in the morning. I do not like to be cold. Cold is one of my least favorite feelings, and in the morning, in order for me to wake up, get dressed, and go downstairs in my basement where it's cold, it ain't gonna happen. And I keep telling myself, why do it now in the spring when I wouldn't be quite so cold, when I won't be able to keep it up in the fall and winter because I'll be too cold, and I'm not gonna do it when I get home. So I try to run 2 or 3 times a week, but I really need to do better with the running, or any type of workout plan, honestly. Number 7, what is your favorite diet? The one I don't have to be on. The seafood diet, where I can see food and eat it. I want to be on the diet that, you know, here's the thing. My friends and I were just talking about the other day. Why is it that we have found all these ways to, you know, to diet, all these weight loss plans and these pills and things that they give us? Are you telling me that modern medicine has not found a way yet to give us a shot and just make us skinny? Please. Anyway, I would say I really did like Smart Points. I definitely like, so far for the 3 days I've been on it, Points Plus. I'll be honest, I loved Freestyle. When Freestyle started and they were like, oh, you've got all these 0-point foods, I was like, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's eat all the chicken and shrimp and veggies we can. Woohoo! And I think as maintenance, I think it'll be a great plan for me. So that'll probably be my favorite at some point if I ever get to maintenance. Or I'm sorry, when I get to maintenance. And I will probably go back to Weight Watchers at that point, because I don't know if iTrack Bites has a maintenance program. Although I could just switch on iTrack Bites to the Flex, which is basically Freestyle. yeah, I'd have to say Weight Watchers concepts so far have been my favorite. I just don't like that they change so much so often. How much do you want to lose? Well, I want to lose about another 20 to 25 pounds. So from the 175. So, I'd like to be in the 150s somewhere. That's my goal, is to be somewhere in the 150s. And I'll be happy with that. I'm 45. Well, I'll be 45 on Saturday. I'm not trying to win any bikini contests. I'm not trying to get so thin that, I can walk a runway. I'm not looking to do any of that. I'm looking to be able to wear a 2-piece bathing suit because it's what my husband likes, which I already do, and lay by my pool and not feel self-conscious. I'm looking to be able to walk into an average, normal, everyday store and buy clothes and feel comfortable buying them. I'm looking to be able to do my job, which is very physically demanding, and not die in the process. So yeah, I'd like to lose about another 25 pounds. I've lost about 50, 55, and I'd like to lose another 25. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I did the Mediterranean diet for a while because, I had heart surgery, and I did that diet for a while. And I'll tell you, I really liked that diet, and I lost some weight on that, and I was doing really well. And then I picked out all the bad stuff that was on the Mediterranean diet, like the oils, and I began playing with those and adding in other things, because the Mediterranean diet tells you should eat these things, but it doesn't tell you not to eat other things. I mean, I'm sure that's the premise, but to me it was like, oh, well, I'm having my oils and my fruits and my vegetables and my fish and my chicken and all these things. Oh, but I'm also gonna have some ice cream. There wasn't enough limitations to it, but I enjoyed the Mediterranean diet because I like eating that way. So I don't know. Do you feel like, number 9, do you feel like you're addicted to food? Yes and no. I feel like I'm addicted to wanting food, eating food, I guess. So I have this weird, and I've talked about it on this channel before if you've watched me for a long time. I have this weird relationship with food. It's not a love-hate even. I am kind of greedy, to be honest. I want to have everything. So if I go, for example, if I go to a party and on the buffet table is shrimp, right? And I love shrimp. I will load my plate up with shrimp. I will stand by the buffet table and eat the shrimp, because God forbid I come back to the buffet table and there is no shrimp. I will feel deprived and left out and angry. So I'm greedy when it comes to that. I also have this weird, I need to be the last person eating. Because let's say when I was a kid, my mom gave us popsicles, right? And I can remember the first time having this feeling that that's what I wanted. My mom had given me a popsicle and my best friend a popsicle, and we were sitting there eating it, and she was taking a long time to eat hers, and I rushed through mine, right? And then I was jealous that she still had some. I mean, we had the exact same amount, but it didn't matter. She still had hers and mine was gone. So, in that moment, I learned to eat slower so that I could be the last person to have it. Because what would happen is, as a kid, I just learned to kind of eat a little slower so that, my popsicle was still being eaten when everyone else was gone, so I wouldn't feel deprived. As I got older and I bought my own food, same scenario, you and I are both eating a popsicle and you finish yours. Well, now I'm jealous. I would just go get another popsicle or another dessert or another piece of pizza or whatever it is. And it caused me to overeat. And I am addicted to wanting and needing and being greedy when it comes to my food. Since I have acknowledged that, I've gotten better. It reared its ugly head the other night. Norm and I both make a snack before bed. We always do. And he made his and I made mine, and mine was very small. And I remember standing in the kitchen, and I had already kind of started to eat mine, and his wasn't even finished yet. And I thought, oh, you better slow down so that you're not done before he even starts. And I self-checked, and I said, hold on, doesn't matter. We're not on the same place. He can have his whatever. I'm going to enjoy mine now because I want it now. So I guess that's where my weird addiction when it comes to food is. As far as like, I'm pretty sure I'm addicted to sugar, but I honestly think that as a society, we're addicted to sugar anyway. You know, the problem is, and I heard this once, and I think this is true. If you have a cigarette addiction or a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction, or a gambling addiction, and you give up that thing, right? You don't need it to survive. You have to have food to survive. So my addiction, unfortunately, I still have to have some in order to survive. So imagine someone who's addicted to drugs saying, I'm just going to have a little bit of heroin or a little bit of cocaine because I have to. I need to have some. Or saying, you know what, well, I'm not going to do this drug, but I'm going to do this one over here that's correct, right? So, you know, I'm going to make my portion size smaller, or I'm going to eat the salad of drugs. What's going to happen? The same thing that happens with other people is what happens to food addicts. So if I say, you know what, I'm addicted to alcohol. Red wine is good for me. So I'm only going to have the red wine, right? Because it's good for me. Eventually the red wine is going to lead to whatever my addiction of choice was before, or more of it, or a lot of it. And I'm going to tell myself, but it's good for me. It's good for me. I'm good. I can have this. It's good for me. It's the same thing. I'm going to start off with the salad. And then I'm going to say, well, I could have a couple of French fries, right? Because I have good points. Or, I'm going to have this burger and tomorrow I'll have salad. You know, just like I won't have the wine tomorrow or the drug tomorrow. So, you know, my addiction I have to have. I can't just give it up completely like you can other addictions. I'm not saying that mine is harder or worse to give up or worse to kick. I'm sure that all of those are terrible. What I'm saying is, I always have to have a little bit of mine to survive. Number 11, are you comfortable with your body now? That's a tough one. So I am comfortable with my body when it is clothed. I am comfortable with certain parts of my body. I am comfortable with certain areas. I still think my face looks fat. I still think that I have a bad midsection. I still think my back is fat. I am more comfortable than I was when I was 200 and some pounds. My aha moment for me was I was at a hiring expo where I was interviewing prospective teachers, which is really funny because that expo is coming up this Saturday. And I was with my principal and I was helping him interview, and they took a picture of us, and I was laughing, and my face was so fat and my body was so fat that I literally felt like I looked like a pig. And I was done. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. When I got that picture, I literally signed up for Weight Watchers that day. Am I more comfortable than that? Yes. Am I comfortable enough? I don't think so. Not quite yet. The problem is I don't know for myself if I would ever be entirely comfortable. I'm a nitpicker, and I will definitely be like, oh, your back is still fat, or oh, look at that double chin. And, you know, my mother-in-law, before she passed away, used to say, the good thing about wrinkles is, or the good thing about fat is it fills in the wrinkles. So, once I get thinner, I'll probably be mad because I have wrinkles. So I'll always find a reason to complain. And then number 12, do you deprive yourself of any food? Again, yes and no. I go through spurts where I say I am not gonna. French fries is my drug of choice at the moment. Well, it usually is. And I'll say I'm not getting the French fries. And when I was on Smart Points in the very beginning, not having French fries, I think, was a good chunk of why I lost my weight. And then once Freestyle came out, I could have all these 0 point foods while at dinner and then still have my French fries. And instead of having 1 or 2 French fries and counting them, I was having a large fry or whatever. I don't know that I deprive myself of any particular food. I'm trying to think. I know there are foods I have to be cautious with, like I can't eat French fries every single day. I know that I can't have Trader Joe's macaroons in the house. I can't have boxes of them because I will eat boxes of them. But I know I wouldn't say I deprive myself of any food. I'd say I try to be cautious with certain foods. But if I really, really have a craving, I usually go ahead and try to have it. I try to avoid fried foods. Just because I feel like that's a whole lot of wasted calories. And I don't drink a whole lot. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't deprive myself of anything. But I do limit myself, I guess is the best way to say it. I can't think of anything that I say I can't have that ever. I might say I can't have it this week because I don't have points. Or I can't have it today because I'm out of points. So I guess I deprive myself when I'm out of points. But no, if I have the points, I usually don't. All right, so that is the tag. That is everything. If you want to be part of the tag, drop your name. Tell me that you did it. I'll go over and check it out, and then I will add you down below. Anyway, have a great night, guys. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Have a great night.